Third graders, for Chapter 7, you have 2 questions. Your first question is, what caused Mrs. Sims to begin laughing when she walked into the classroom? Question 2, according to the story, what is a bribe? Chapter 7, Don't Buy Me. 11! That's how many apples were lined up along the front of Mrs. Sims' desk, plus 2 pears, a banana, and a sandwich. And that's not counting Judy Billings' apple from yesterday, which Mrs. Sims took home last night. And one other thing, a gummy bear, a red one from guess who? One of the apples was from me. We sat in our seats staring at them. Mrs. Sims stared. We were remembering how mad she was when school ended yesterday. We were all flinching, waiting, and then it came. It started with a little wrinkle at her mouth. Then it went to her eyes, then her whole face. Her cheeks bulged out like tennis balls. Her neck got ropey. Her hand shot to her mouth. Oh my God, I thought. She's gonna barf. I inched back in my seat. Sure enough, something exploded from her. But it wasn't barf. Whatever it wasn't just a mouth thing. It was a full body thing. She bent over like she had a stomach ache. She twirled away from us and wobbled to the front wall and stopped herself with her hand before crashing into it. When she turned back to us and took her hand away, I didn't recognize her face. It was blotchy and lumpy and red. Tears were coming down her cheeks. It was scary. Somebody peeped, "Is she crying?" Somebody else peeped, "She's sick." Joey Peterson gave a snort. "She ain't crying, dummy. She ain't sick. She's laughing." And he was right. She was laughing. I never knew a teacher could laugh so hard. Joey was chuckling to himself. The rest of us were a fishbowl of open mouths. Finally, she started to calm down. She took deep breaths. I looked around. A couple kids were smiling, so I did too. But I was still afraid to laugh out loud. I had a feeling this might be a trick. She pulled a tissue from her box of Kleenex. She wiped her eyes and cheeks. She took a long, deep breath. She picked up the sandwich. It was plastic wrapped. She stared at it. She held it out to us. "Okay," she said. "What is it?" Billy Amberger spoke. "Corned beef." Mrs. Sims nodded. It looked like she was ready to bust out again, but she took a deep breath. "Okay," she sniffed. "Okay." Students, this has never happened before. I guess I wasn't ready for it. Sorry for losing my self-control there. Disgraceful example for my students. "That's okay, Mrs. Sims." She turned to me and smiled, because I was the one who said it. I kicked myself in the ankle. "Thank you, George," she said. "Go, Georgie," I heard Joey whisper. "I want you to know," she said, Mrs. Sims. She put down the corned beef sandwich and stepped away from the desk so we could all see the lineup again. "I want you to know how much I appreciate all this." She waved at it, but she still couldn't look at it. "But I have to make something clear to you. Very clear. Yes, you must earn your halo, but no, you may not buy your halo. I cannot be bribed." She looked us over. "Can somebody tell me what a bribe is?" One hand went up. Ian O'Hara. "Yes, Ian. It means when you pay money to somebody to make them do something that you want." Mrs. Sims nodded. "Yes, good, Ian. With one correction. A bribe doesn't have to be money. A bribe can be," she waved at the desk, "apples, or pears, or bananas, or corned beef sandwiches." A couple kids laughed at that. "Or," she picked up the candy, "gummy bears." She studied it for a minute, then popped it into her mouth. Everybody laughed. Joey fist pumped. "Yes! You can bring me an apple every day. You can bring me a banana split with cherries and hot fudge and whipped cream up to the ceiling. You can bring me," she threw out her arms, "a new car." We laughed. Her voice got lower and slower. You cannot bribe your way to a halo. She gave us her waiting to sink in look. So, how do you get your halo? The class called back. Earn it? Lesson learned, student angels. Yes. Okay, so stop putting your energy into bribes. Put your energy into being good, into doing good. Impress me. Don't buy me. She rooted in a desk drawer and came out with a plastic bag. She dumped in the pears and the banana. She sniffed the sandwich. Corned beef, huh? Mr. Moto will like this. Mr. Moto is her dog. Into the bag went the sandwich. Mrs. Sims got another plastic bag and dropped in the apples. These, she said, will become my favorite pink applesauce.